There is no doubt that Camilla got the message the moment Catherine entered the ballroom wearing the most iconic tiara Elizabeth II had ever worn. This was the moment she was presented to the public. This act was more than just a ceremony in memory of the late Queen. It also served to confirm Catherine's permanent status within the British royal family. This was also the purpose of the event. This crown was mistakenly given to Catherine without her knowledge or consent. Consider the possibility that this is a sign that William and Catherine are making preparations to ascend the throne. There is a possibility that this is the case, as if that were not enough to Camilla, current Queen of the United Kingdom. It is not going to do anything. Thanks to this information, after the occasion, various questions have been raised about the next step that the royal family would take. Is King Charles taking a surreptitious step to improve the public perception of William and Catherine? Oh well, could this be an indication of a progressive change in the balance of power? Unexpected results. The fact that Catherine Middleton wears the Queen's tiara. Elizabeth raises a big question. Where is Queen Camilla in this photo? According to British royal tradition, when a queen dies, her iconic jewels pass to the next queen consort, who is considered the guardian and custodian of this precious legacy. That means that Camilla, as wife of King Charles, should be the one to own and use Queen Elizabeth I's special jewels. However, her most iconic tiara, the one that the public has known for decades, is on Catherine Middleton's head. The British royal family has a special system of jewels that not only have material value but also carry a deep symbolic meaning. Who wears which tiara is not simply a choice of fashion, but also a message about position and power. Within the royal family, crowns have historically been a symbol of succession power and recognition. So the fact that Catherine Middleton is wearing one of Queen Elizabeth II's most iconic tiaras raises inevitable questions. Camilla is no stranger to royal jewellery. She has worn several important tiaras, including the Greville tiara and the Delhi Durbar tiara, both sumptuous pieces with a history of having belonged to previous queens. But Catherine's appearance with a tiara that bears the strong imprint of Elizabeth I has raised some eyebrows. Was it simply a strategic decision to reinforce the public image of the Princess of Wales? Or was there a deeper message from King Charles III himself since the death of Queen Elizabeth II? The British royal family has undergone several changes in its functioning, and one of the most obvious has been the increasingly prominent role of Catherine Middleton. Many believe that King Charles I is laying the groundwork for a delicate transition of power. Although he remains on the throne, Catherine Middleton is increasingly appearing in the media as a sign of preparation for the future. By having Catherine wear the iconic tiara, is King Charles sending a message that he wants the Princess of Wales to continue her mother's legacy? Or is it simply a visual choice that will help cement Catherine's place in the public eye? Whatever the real reason, one thing is certain: Catherine is becoming a central figure in the British royal family. The event quickly sparked heated debate among the public. Catherine's supporters hailed it as a sign of a new era in which the Princess of Wales is not only Prince William's wife, but also the future Queen of England. They see in Catherine the elegance, sophistication and royal bearing that Queen Elizabeth once had. However, on the other hand, many people have questioned the relationship between Catherine and Camilla. Is this a deliberate attempt to marginalise Camilla? Or is it simply a sign of the transfer of power from one generation to the next? Camilla, who has not had the full support of public opinion since she became Prince Charles's wife, is now faced with a more awkward situation than ever, even though Camilla has not publicly expressed her opinions. Those who understand body language can read a lot in her gestures. Her narrowed eyes and pursed lips are all signs of discomfort. Undisguised, she knew better than anyone that in the real world symbols speak louder than words. And today, those symbols were not hers. But for Camilla, the night was a night of reflection. Catherine's presence wearing Elizabeth II's crown may have been just a moment, but it indicated something important. Camilla's time at the centre of the royal family could be coming to an end. A new era was dawning, and the future queen could be ready to take the stage, non-material litigation. There had been other cases in non-material litigation where jewels had caused disagreements behind palace doors when it came to royal tiaras. Disagreements rarely had to do only with diamonds. As the past had shown, it was a question of power influence precisely of who had the crown to make matters worse. Camilla was not going to let this go unnoticed. Camilla had spent years carefully navigating her role within the monarchy, trying little by little to achieve public approval. After a history plagued by controversy, she felt like the heir not only to the title of Queen Consort that she had acquired from Charles, but also to a considerable part of the jewel collection that Queen Elizabeth had accumulated too. She now owned several royal tiaras, including the Delhi Durbar tiara and the Gravel tiara. Camilla had confidently assumed the role of most senior royal lady in wearing them, and had done so in a way that communicated to the world that she was now the highest-ranking female figure in the monarchy. But then there was Catherine's arrival wearing the most prized tiara Queen Elizabeth had ever owned. This particular item was not a typical tiara, in contrast to the other jewels Camilla had worn. It was the tiara that the late Queen had graced for many years, the one she had worn in countless official photos, and the one that even appeared on British currency. Its historical significance went beyond that of a decorative object. The identity of the monarch was at stake, and Catherine had just asserted her right to own it. Traditionally, the Queen Consort is the female component of the royal family who occupies the position of greatest authority, second only to the king, who is the one who holds the power today. Although this position carries with it certain expectations, these have become more problematic as root of Catherine's growing influence. As Princess of Wales, Catherine has a title that was once associated with Princess Diana, and Diana's influence continues to be felt throughout the royal family. However, unlike Diana, Catherine has employed a methodical and deliberate approach to her work for many years, and she made sure that at no point did she appear to be in direct rivalry with the Queen Consort until now, with the use of the tiara to the girls of Great Britain and Ireland. Catherine conveyed a message that not only had not been said, but was unmistakable. Had evolved beyond the role of young royal heir from that point on. She was the public face of the future of the monarchy. In doing so, she flouted the authority of Camilla and immediately identified herself with the inheritance of Queen Elizabeth II, rather than the Queen Consort, who currently holds the power. Here is the history of the disputes over tiaras in the royal family. Besides sparkling diamonds and glittering jewels, there is much more to royal jewellery than that history symbolism. And more often than not, debates are intrinsic components of each piece. Tiaras have been at the heart of royal rivalries, power struggles and quiet acts of rebellion for centuries. When worn by royalty, it has long been a matter of royal procedure to determine who gets to wear which tiara. And when there are also instances of royal scandals,